Hi, I'm Aaliyah Saint, World's Team in Georgia Tourism, reporting for Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese. I'm here with the Little Roy and Lizzie Show at the Columbia County Fair. So, let's start with Lizzie. Can you tell my audience a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
I'm Lizzie Long. I come from Lincoln, Georgia, the home of the Lewis family and the Red Devils. And I've been playing since I was a little kid. And little Roy, he used to come to my house when I was a little girl and play with my family. And he took me in, and this is where we're at now. It's the Little Roy and Lizzie Show.
And how about you?
When we say playing, we talk about playing instruments, and I've been doing this kind of stuff now. With my family, I sang 58 years gospel music, and then in 2009, the Lewis family ended, they retired, and so I just kept on going. Me and Lizzie, we had been going out and doing some programs together by ourselves anyhow. And so in 2009, she moved back from Nashville, Tennessee, and we put the group together. And so we've been the Little Roy and Lizzie Show since 2009.
So I take it y'all really enjoy music?
Oh, we love it. We wouldn't do it if we weren't having fun. So it's a job. Everybody thinks it's a red carpet business. It takes a lot of work and it's a lot of road time. But the fact that we love to play is what wins it over for us. So we're ready to go anytime.
I completely understand. Okay, so you said you were from LC. Well, so am I.
Oh, you're from Lincoln County?
Home of the Red Devils.
Woo, all right.
What do you feel are the pros and cons of living in a small town?
The pros and cons of living in a small town. The pro is you know everybody. The con is you know everybody. That's pretty much it to a T.
Yeah, sometimes you wish you didn't know somebody, but you know everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lizzie, how did you get your start in music?
Well, my aunt was a piano player. My family, they all played like Little Roy in the 40s. They used to play together. They'd have these little get-togethers, and they'd do what they call a jam, or played some music square dances. They'd throw sawdust on the floor and play, and they all played together. And I used to sit there and watch my Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Paulette and Little Roy, Mr. Wesley Bentley, Jimmy Phillips, everywhere. They'd all be playing, and it just was right there in my blood, just like theirs. And one day after Thanksgiving, I asked Little Roy to show me a lick on a banjo, and that's all she wrote.
Can you tell me why they use sawdust?
Little Roy had to answer. It helps you dance better on the floor.
Oh, it makes the floor slick. It makes it slick so you can slide a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Okay, so Mr. Roy, your family has been in music for a long time, and it started as a Lewis family. My mom said you were on TV on Sunday mornings. Is that correct?
That's right. We went on television. When WJBF came to Augusta, Thanksgiving of 1953. About 6 months later, we came down to do a program called the Farm and Home Hour. And the fellow up there was going to talk about boll weevils and all this kind of stuff. You know, used to have to pick cotton and all. And then he got us to sing for him. Well, we were down there, and a fellow that was Channel 6, his name was John Raddick, that went on to be on the television program, Three's Company. He had told us, he said, y'all need a television program. And so about 1963 and a half, 53 and a half, we started the Lewis family program. That was there 38 solid years. And then after 38 years, we'd still do Christmas things for them. And so it lasted about 52 years and all.
Do y'all still do TV, or do y'all just tour?
We do. We did have a little stint of a TV show of our own called Bluegrass Road, and that we finished that out. And then we've done Song of the Mountain on RFD TV. We have done the what is that show we just did? Ronnie Reno show on RFD TV.
On
RFD. And we just recently, it's not aired yet, but we did a thing with Tim Lovelace on his show. It's called the Music City Showcase, and it'll be airing soon. But we did that, and we did the GMA Gospel, and of course Little Roy's done all kinds of Bill Gaither Gospel Series stuff and everything. So we're out there. You just can go on YouTube and click in Little Roy and Lizzie, and you're going to see all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so how would you describe your music?
When my family started off, of course, it was hillbilly music. And hillbilly music went into gospel music because we started working with them, like the Oak Ridge Boys before they were country. We worked with all the Blackwood Brothers and Statesman Quartet. They were real famous. We worked with them in the 50s, in the early 50s, and then we were liking Bill Monroe and Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, and so we started kind of making a combination between the gospel music and the bluegrass. So in 1965, they named the Lewis family as America's first family of bluegrass gospel music, and that's how it all started.
Well, that's their style of music, and then when I come into the picture, I bring in a little classic country and the old-timey banjo and the old-timey fiddle playing that I learned when I was in West Virginia. I played for a heap of square dances up there for the folk festival. You put that together, and then you got a high-energy, funny, fast-paced show called the Little Roy and Lizzie Show.
Can you tell me all the instruments you've learned to play?
All of them. Clearly, I haven't really found one that I can't play. I mean, I can get something out of everything, usually.
Yeah, I think I remember reading a story about how little Roy said that he could pull a plank off the wall and you could play it. Is that true?
Yes.
That's right. You know, we used to make trips out to Timbo, Arkansas. The guy wrote in 1814, it took a little trip. His name was, I forget his name. But we went to his house one night, and he showed me that he could play any instrument. He went out in the yard and got a leaf off of a tree and blew it. I never seen that before in my life. He could make music with. He could take rubber bands. He could take rubber bands and put them on styrofoam and play Foggy Mountain Breakdown. It was amazing.
And that's basically growing up banging spoons on the table or whistling through a straw, or like leaves. We used to get the millet leaves out of the field and blow on them like little Roy was saying, and then, you know, anything with a string on it. I mean, we could play. Anybody
want to go to Dollywood sometime? I was inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and my dad, Roy Pop Lewis, he was, and my sister Polly. If you want to see something ugly, just go look at our picture in bronze on the wall. They got some of our old instruments in there. If you go to Dollywood, be sure to go to the Gospel Music Hall of Fame and see us and all the other people on the wall up there.
I will try to do that one day. Okay, so, Mr. Roy, I read that you learned to play the banjo when you were 6 years old, and that USA Today called you a banjo master. What other instruments do you play, and is the banjo your favorite?
Banjo is my favorite. And then I started playing that when I was 6 years old. And then about 11 years old, we needed some more guitar picking, so I started playing the guitar. And I played that until 1969. That's about what I played. And bass, of course, bass fiddle. I recorded some with the Lewis family when they made 78 records. That's the old records, the big record with the little holes. But anyhow, I played the bass fiddle when I was 11 years old on the records. But anyhow, I forgot my conversation when I was talking about.
That's how it is usually.
I'm 75 years old, but anyhow, I was
right.
going real good and it stopped. But anyhow, ask me the question again, please.
How many instruments do you know how to play?
Okay. My main instrument is banjo, guitar. And in 1969, this is what I was going to tell you. 1969, we were doing our television program on Channel 6, and we were recorded at night. And a fellow was captain in the Army of Fort Gordon, and he came by, and we liked him, so we invited him up to our home in Lincoln, Georgia. Well, when he walked in, he saw this thing called an auto harp. You probably don't even know what it is. He saw an auto harp, and he was from the state of Washington. He said, "Who plays the auto harp?" I said, "Nobody. We bought it, but don't know how to play it." And he showed me 2 or 3 licks. So that's been one of my favorite instruments since 1969. And so the main instruments I play on the stage now is banjo, guitar, and auto harp, and sometimes a little bit bass fiddle.
I only know how to play the piano.
Well, I can't do that.
Okay, Miss Lizzie.
Yep.
How many instruments do you play, and which one is your favorite?
Well, I don't know how many instruments I play. I play anything I got to make $1.
What's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. It depends on the song for me. It all depends on the song selection, which instrument is my favorite. Sometimes, you know, if we're going to play a good ballad, I like to play a fiddle and back up a good singer. Now, if you're going to play a fast song, maybe fiddle or banjo, depending. You know, it all just depends on the song for me. I really don't have a favorite. They're all like kids to me. You can't pick just one.
Is there a specific one you play most in your songs?
I'm most well known for fiddle and banjo. That's mainly it, but fiddle mainly. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think I remember reading. Oh, I already said that. Sorry. I know you were nominated for 3 Dove Awards.
Well, it's probably right up around 7 now. That's probably an old poster.
Wow. Can you explain to us what a Dove Award is?
A Dove Award is a gospel music award that they give to different categories, kind of like a Grammy or something. But it's for gospel music. And the ones I have won 7. I think I got 7. Haven't we got 7 for best bluegrass song of the year? The recent one was with Rhonda Vincent, year before last, for the best bluegrass song called "God Is There," a duet with Rhonda Vincent.
I love it. How long have the two of y'all been playing together as a Little Roy and Lizzie Show?
Well, I started with Little Roy and the Lewis family together. Was probably around 1998, maybe 97, and then we started this in 2009. So as a band, as Little Roy and Lizzie, it's 2000. It's been almost 10 years, coming up soon. But as Little Roy and Lizzie, as a family, as together, a little over 20 years.
Oh, we were going out and going to different places when the Lewis family wasn't singing. See, the Lewis family done 100,000 miles a year. So when we wasn't singing, like on a Monday or Tuesday or something like that, me and Lizzie, we'd go to these different places and sing just by ourselves. We put on a lot of programs by ourselves.
Okay, so what are some of your musical inspirations?
Well, his is going to be Earl Scruggs and Don Reno's, which Earl Scruggs is mine too, but I mean, it's Mac Wiseman. Polly Lewis, Polly, Little Roy's sister, was a big influence on me, on her singing. Dolly, obviously, Loretta, that's all big influences for me. And I mean, a bunch of good part. We were big influences with Merle Travis. You'll hear a lot of that. And then there were some black folks at home. Little Roy had a black man by the name of Kane Lightning down in Lincoln that showed him a lot of the styles when they played barbecues and stuff. And then the black man that would work with my family and everything and was a good friend of the family. I mean, he was basically family. Mr. Barney Zellers. He showed me a lot of styles like that. So.
Okay, so do you have a specific charity or organization that you're passionate about?
We don't have a really specific one. I'm kind of fond of foster kids. You know, I became a ward of the state when I was 13, 14 years old, and so I have a little special place in my heart for kids in need, you know, and I imagine Little Roy does too. We have done Wounded Warrior Project. We did a show here at the Bell Auditorium and did the proceeds for that and everything, and so that's probably about the main two. We support our troops. We got that on the side of the bus. So we're proud of our Marine Corps and everybody. So.
Okay. I'm a singer. I do chorus and musical theater. What advice would you give me or anyone who is passionate about music or wants to get their start?
Well,
be seen a lot.
Be seen a lot. If you want
go everywhere you can.
Sing
when somebody
you can.
Wants to. The money will come later, but you need all the experience you can get. I wish I had $1 for every show that I did free. And it takes a long time to get your name out there. And it's like that girl in Lincolnton up there, Buffett.
Oh, Carol Buffett.
She's on Broadway now, but she had to keep struggling till she got there. And so it just takes a long time. It ain't gonna come instant. I remember when we was at Channel 6 in Augusta, Brenda Lee, you know her, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell.
Mm-hmm.
She's 3 years old, but younger than I am, and she would just cry and cry, wonder when she's gonna get the big break. And so one night at the Bell Auditorium, a big country music singer's name was Red Foley came to town, and it heard her, and now she's a big star. That's how it happens.
So be seen everywhere and just sing whenever you can.
And somebody will see you. Somebody will see you and help you along the way. I can tell you that.
And you know what they say? You know how you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice.
You got 20 minutes, so y'all.
I gotta get dressed. This has been a great. Have you got anything else?
Just.
Yeah, can you tell us a story about a pig?
A pig. You talking about my pig?
My daddy, Lanny Hightower, told us that.
Lanny Hightower. I saw him the other day down there at Uncle's at the meat house.
Yeah, that's her grandpa.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a good. Okay. Well, we got me and Larry Walton down at home. Got some wild hogs. Caught a wild hog in a trap. There's one sow. She had one little baby piglet. Sow didn't make it, so I took the little piglet in and
Where?
just took it everywhere with me. I went, and his name is Leroy. And Leroy went from this little to being almost 600 pounds, and your granddaddy would have seen him down there.
Okay?
Would have seen him down there right now.
Yep. He said that y'all would let it run around out in the audience during your show.
Says he's gonna make a good piece of fat back, but they ain't eating they can't eat Leroy. We ain't eating Leroy.
Ask her to do the shout out, and then
Will you
we'll.
do a shout out?
I'll do it.
Okay.
It's on the last. Just that top.
All right. Okay. Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese and her reporter, Aaliyah Saint. Aaliyah. All right. Hi, this is the Little Roy and Lizzie Show for Hollywood Connections with Dawn Reese and her reporter, Aaliyah Saint.
All right.
Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome.